If you are feeling frustrated because you carry a lot of excess fat in your lower tummy and cannot get rid of it no matter how much you exercise or how much you cut your calories, then you're gonna wanna watch this video. I am going to be taking you through number 1, how to determine whether or not you're skinny fat. Number 2, what you're doing wrong right now. And number 3, what you need to start doing in order to actually get that toned and defined look you're going for. Hi, my name is Sammy. I am an online fitness and nutrition coach who helps women step into their most confident version of themselves and someone who was also skinny fat. Everything I'm about to show you is how I overcame skinny fat and still am working on it, by the way. So let's get into it, shall we? So first things first, let's determine how you can know whether or not you are actually skinny fat. For myself, the number always looked really good on the scale and was what I wanted to see. I was eating relatively healthy and doing about 5 to 6, maybe 7 hours of cardio every single week. However, when I looked in the mirror, it looked like I didn't work out a day in my life. I had no definition to my body, and I held a lot of fat specifically in my lower tummy and in my arms. Now, I thought that reducing my calories and doing a lot of cardio would get me that skinny, lean, defined look that I was going for, but in reality, I was starving myself, doing the complete opposite, and I needed to focus on lowering my body fat percentage and building muscle instead. And before I dive into what you're currently doing that is preventing you from beating this skinny fat, let's talk about what skinny fat actually is. Skinny fat is a term used to describe body composition where an individual appears thin or skinny on the outside but has a higher percentage of body fat, especially visceral fat on the inside. Now, visceral fat is the fat that surrounds your organs and keeps them safe in your abdominal cavity. So this is me. This is what I actually looked like. And this is what I wanted to look like. So let's talk about what you're currently doing that is preventing you from getting this tone defined look that you are actually going for. Eating less than 1,200 calories a day. No matter what anyone tells you, I promise you, you do not need to be eating this little amount of food. Only doing cardio activities like the treadmill, the bike, the elliptical, the stair climber, and staying as far away from the weight section as you possibly can, because I get it, it's intimidating, but we gotta go lift some weights. Skipping breakfast, skipping your lunch, skipping your snacks because you're not hungry or you're too busy, and then all of a sudden being starving at night and binge eating whatever you can get your hands on. Doing some random ab burnout exercises you saw on the internet. Being afraid of lifting weights because you think it's gonna make you look bulky or manly. That's just not gonna happen. Thinking sugar and carbs are bad for you, that maybe they're the enemy and that you need to cut them out completely. And restricting yourself Monday to Friday, being super good throughout the week and then just going and having a free-for-all on the weekends. So here are the steps that I took in order to beat the skinny fat look and start toning and defining my body. Step number 1 was embracing calories. In order to actually gain lean muscle mass, which was that toned and defined look I wanted, I needed to embrace the calories that I was eating and not be afraid of them. In order for my body's composition to actually change, I needed to nourish it properly. So instead of eating 900 or 1,000 calories a day, I started bumping that up so that I could actually see the change in my body I wanted. Step number 2 was to focus a lot on my protein intake. Protein is a great macronutrient that increases your metabolism, which means I could start burning more calories even when I was resting. Now, I personally started eating 1 gram of protein per body pound that I weighed. However, it's recommended you should do anywhere between 0.8 and 1 gram of protein per body pound that you weigh, so it's totally personal preference. But if you weigh 120 pounds, you should at least be eating 96 grams of protein in your diet every single day. Step number 3, start lifting weights. Instead of just being a cardio girly, you gotta start strength training. I focused on doing full body workouts for the first little bit to get my muscles and my body to adapt accordingly, and then moved into a more structured training program. So I would recommend starting off with 3 days of strength training, maybe 1 or 2 days of cardio, depending on what works with your routine. But we gotta stop being afraid of the weight section. Step number 4 was to focus on progressive overload. So I started focusing on increasing my weights, reducing my rest times, increasing my sets, increasing my time under tension, all to see progression in my actual strength training. And step number 5, this is the hardest one, is to be patient. This takes time. It takes time to change the composition of your body, so you need to be patient. You need to trust in the process and know that what you are doing is working. You just have to give it that consistency, and that time. There are no quick fixes. This is my progress so far. After 6 months of doing exactly what I just talked about, these are the results that I've seen and will continue to see because I'm gonna keep working on it. You might also be thinking, Sammy, if I have to focus on my protein, what are some examples? What are some things I can incorporate into my diet in order to get enough complete protein in my diet to see the results that I wanna see? Here is a list of 20 things you can incorporate into your diet in order to get enough protein every single day to increase that metabolism. I personally focused a lot on chicken breast, turkey, eggs, beef, fish, and dairy products such as like Greek yogurt in my diet in order to see the results that I did. But again, personal preference, and everyone is going to be very different. With following a training program, don't just go to the gym and do whatever you want. Don't go find some random exercises you saw on the internet and try to whip something together. Don't just wing it when you get to the gym. Follow a structured program that actually focuses on progressive overload that can help you get stronger over time and actually help you build muscle. I wasted so much of my time just doing random exercises I saw other people doing that weren't specific to my goals and weren't specific to what I actually wanted to accomplish. It's a waste of time, trust me. Also, don't follow the program for 2 weeks and then quit when you don't see results right away. That is just silly. We don't need to be doing that. I need you to follow a program for at least 3 months to see some sort of results and then continue working from there. And I'll also say, I didn't just lift weights during this time. I still incorporated cardio into my routine because it's something that genuinely makes me happy and is really good for my mental health. So just because I say that you need to lift weights doesn't mean you only need to do that. You can still do the things that make you happy, all while also lifting weights in order to see the results that you want. And the last thing I'll say is just be patient and work hard. Remember that this takes time, it takes effort to change the composition of your body. Not gonna happen right away. Trust the process. Obviously, there are no quick fixes to this, and you just need to be consistent for it to actually change. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you leave a comment and subscribe if you are interested in seeing more about my journey and where it all takes me, obviously. But I will catch you all in the next video. Peace out, love ya, bye!